power rule. So now let's look at the product rule. The product rule states that when you take the log of a product, a multiplication of two values, and you want to expand it, it's the same thing as breaking it apart, where we take log base b of the first value plus log base b of the second value. So all you're doing is splitting the product up by separating it, giving it each its logarithm notation, and using a plus sign. So let's look at a simple example. We'll do, apologize for that, we'll do log base 3 of 5x. Now this is something where we could apply the product rule because it is a product, 5 times x. So I'm going to convert this and I'm going to separate it. So I'm going to take log base 3 of 5 plus log base 3 of x. And that's my answer. That's as much as I can expand this. And that's using the product rule. So let's look at another example. Let's say I have log base 6 of 2y squared. Well, the first thing you want to do is see, can I use any other rule first? Can I use the power rule first? But I can't use the power rule first because in this case, this exponent is not tied to both. It's not tied to the whole thing. Only the y is squared. So I'm kind of stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this along, but I'm going to go ahead and use the product rule. I'm going to separate them. So I can write this as log base 6 of 2 plus, because it's a product, log base 6 of y squared. Now, because I have the power rule and I know how to do the power rule, notice I've got a single value here with a single exponent. So now I can take that exponent and move it in front now that they're separated. So I can expand this a little further, and this becomes log base 6 of 2 plus 2, which is my exponent, times log base 6 of y. And that is my complete expansion using the product rule and using the power rule. Okay, so before we go into the quotient rule, let's go back and let's examine this one. Now, do you see a product rule here? We can actually use the product rule. So now I'm going to take this and make it log base 5 of x squared plus log base 5 of y cubed. I used my product rule now to separate it, and then to finish it, I'm going to use my power rule. So this 2 will go in front, and this 3 will go in front. So I have 2 log base 5 of x plus 3 log base 5 of y. And now I've completed using the product and the power rule.